How's it going, everybody? This is Shady of Shady Horror. And on Christmas, today it is Christmas Cruelty. Let's go ahead and check out the synopsis. We follow a serial killer and his victims as they all prepare for Christmas in their own ways. This year, it doesn't matter if you have been naughty or nice. Santa is coming to town and he knows where you live. A lot of cool extras and a lot of good special features on this release here. So, this is Christmas Cruelty. It was originally out in 2013. It has a runtime of 1 hour and 36 minutes. It is not rated, and Unearthed Films re-put this out and got wider distribution in the year 2022. As you can see here, I have a signed copy of this film. I got this a couple years ago at a screening for this flick at a cool spot I used to attend called Gorehound's Playground. Unfortunately, that store was closed, but if you watch the cool documentary and the special features, you can see the old awesome store and spot where I used to buy, sell, rent, and watch movies, including this one. So, this will be a second time watch for me. The Santa Claus mask and costume is cool and very similar, actually, to the last film I watched and reviewed, that being Silent Night. A couple of the filmmakers were in attendance when I bought and got this signed. And the cool thing, too, is they brought the actual mask with them. It was cool to see. And it was a good time watching this movie with them and others a couple years ago. And then a cool Q&A and like hangout afterwards. A couple actually got up and left within the first 5 minutes or so of this movie because, well, yeah, it's a bit brutal, and who knows if that's why. I'm pretty sure, but yeah, still remember that, and it's still kind of funny. Both people that I met that worked on this film were both cool and both nerds like you and I, and lovers of horror and independent cinema. And they themselves are a bit of an indie success story, being that this film is from 2013 and they're from Norway. And then in 2022, it gets picked up and put out for a wider release by Unearthed Films. This one starts rough. It has one pretty crazy and brutal ass intro scene. And yes, it is subtitled. It goes from the cruelty parts to the parts of different groups of people celebrating the holidays. It has its own tone and vibes. The music is in English though, and the music is good. And the font here you can see has like this cool 70s style to it. Even the look of the film at times, it's got a cool look about it. It's an independent movie. The directors themselves play parts, and it's cool to see how this did later get picked up for wider distribution through Unearthed Films here. In between the gore scenes is some comedy as well, with like the little group of friends. It's a crazy little mix. It's a gory, gruesome, comedic, independent, foreign, and crazy ride of a Christmas film. It may not be one for everyone, but if you're familiar with the company Unearthed Films, this is a good fit for the company. You know, it's cool that they picked this up and put it out, and I'm glad that it got this awesome release. Blu-ray looks good, the film is good, and yes, plenty cruelty. And there's hours of documentary and behind the scenes stuff featured in the special features. Some cool references and props in here that reference other films, and one crazy ass sick psycho Santa Claus doing some horrible and cruel things. It goes there. It's gross and nasty. It's weird and wild. It's indie and it's out there. As I said, not for everyone, but this is more for the Gorehound crowd, the independent film fans. It's vulgar and it's vicious. Yet, I don't know, it's original. From the way it's shot, to the dialogue, to the way it switches tones, it does its own thing. A lot of cool posters and shirts and movie memorabilia throughout this whole entire movie. This is just a group of friends making a horror flick, and just when it slows up some, the crazy shit and the cruelty come back into play. It has that crazy intro. Then we spend quite a bit of time with uh, another set of characters. They party it up. then the crazy sick fuck gets back into the picture, that crazy Santa Claus. Then it really picks up the insanity. A crazy scene with a hammer, some stabbings and bloodshed, of course, a decapitation, some good practical effects. The shit does get gory and nasty. It's brutal. And well, I'll just say fire truck. If you've seen this, you know what I'm talking about. It's some really fucked up, just evil and mean spirited shit. It's a rough one, folks, just letting you know. It gets pretty messed up. This was quite the crazy little indie flick to see with a group when I first saw it, and even now on this rewatch. Like I said, it goes there and then it kind of just stays there. This is a disturbed indie flick, and it definitely delivers on the cruelty aspect. And yep, you get a chainsaw in here as well. Another name reference, a nice nod to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is kind of interesting and cool. A brutal, insane intro, some time with a group of friends, some crazy dialogue, and then bam. Like the last half hour of this flick is just insane kills and gore. Some really messed up shit going on in that beginning and in that last 30 minutes. Do I like it? Hell yeah. A gruesome and cruel little indie gem. Great practical effects, cool, creepy, psycho, sick Santa, and some real fucked up subject matter and scenes that you just gotta see to believe what's going on. Great special features and an all around cool Blu ray release. I'll always remember this flick that first time seeing it at Gorehound's Playground. Okay, everybody, this has been Shay D on Christmas, and this is Christmas Cruelty.